It's coming.
All these voices. All these voices. All these things you can't explain. All these painful memories. They keep haunting you. It's haunting me. It's just the ghosts of you and me. It's just the smoke and gasoline. It's just the ghosts of you and me. Of you and me. All these whispers. All these
My name is James Hershey.
voices in the rain.
Right back.
All these shadows in my mind. With my reflection I can't find. It's just the ghosts of you and me. It's just the smoke and gasoline. It's just the
That ought to
ghosts
do
of
it.
you and me. Of you and me. Don't let them take you away. Don't let them bring you down inside. It's just the mirrors in your mind. Don't let them bring you down.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Staring into the Abyss. I am your host, horror author James Hershey Jr., and with me, as always, my co-host, old boy James Ash. How you doing, brother?
How's everybody tonight? I'm doing good, brother.
On tonight's episode, we are going to get into some very interesting and amazing discoveries that we have made on a case that we've been working. If you have watched any of the episodes of Tales from the Abyss, you will know that we have been dealing with a situation in Victorville Cemetery in California where there are multiple wraiths that are attacking people in the cemetery. This started because we did a guest spot for Shadows Pit Paranormal where they were doing a thing and we were invited in just to do a little cameo kind of deal. Well, on that little cameo, a wraith showed up and actually attacked team members from Shadows Pit and made them sick. I mean, JC was vomiting all over the place. It was a horrible thing. So that started this whole journey. And then we started hearing about people's stories of how they were attacked when they went there. So we started investigating. We've been there multiple times now, and we've gathered some really amazing evidence. We've got multiple photographs of the wraith. One actually is face-to-face with Old Boy. Old Boy heard something in the woods and went up to investigate it. And literally in the photograph, this thing is right in front of him. And another one we have that we captured him in the trees. On the most recent episode of Tales from the Abyss, and that is the one that I just put on the YouTube channel. So as you're listening to this on the radio, it is now on the YouTube channel, so you can go and watch it. We went back to Victorville because JC, that same guy from Shadows Pit, was doing an investigation there, and he was standing up on top of a concrete wall because there's multiple levels. So he's standing, the wall's like 3 or 4 feet off the ground, and he's standing there trying to look and see what's going on, and something comes up and just shoves the dude and sends him flying. And he goes ass over tea kettle, and just bam, 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 he's all bruised up. So we decide we're going to go check it out and see what's going on. See if we can finally get this thing to manifest so that we can get rid of it. So that's what episode 4 is about. Now, we've gotten some good evidence in the other episodes proving that there is wraiths there. And I use the plural because we thought we were dealing with a single wraith. But we learned on the last episode that there was like 20 wraiths there. And for me, that was kind of like an oh my God moment, like a wow moment. Because to make a wraith is not an easy process. Basically what a wraith is a human spirit. It's a person that has died. Their spirit is here, and they have unresolved issues. They have issues of hatred or resentment, like negative emotions. So a demon or a very, very powerful witch. Now, this isn't something a normal witch can do. It has to be next level witchcraft. But a demon or a really high level witch will take that spirit and they will warp it, I guess is the best way to say it. They will transform it into this creature. They will twist it and make it into a wraith. Now, what a wraith is a spiritual entity that is filled with hate, and it will attack you. And it will do the bidding of whatever made it. So if a demon has made it, it will do what the demon wants it to do. It'll attack who the demon wants it to attack. A lot of times demons will make these things and use them almost as guard dogs. So if they're hanging out in an area, they have these things around them to attack anybody that gets close. It will also do the bidding of a witch if a high-powered witch is the one that has created this thing. But keeping control of these things is very, very hard. So unless you are a super high-powered witch and you can keep control of it, what's probably going to happen is you're going to lose control and it's going to kill you. And then it's going to do whatever the hell it wants to do. So that's what I thought we were dealing with. But to have 20 of them is mind-blowing. Okay, I thought something extremely powerful has to be behind this. It can't just be your run-of-the-mill low-level demon. It can't just be some witch somewhere that's doing this. This is next level to have 20 in one location, okay? I've only run across a few of these in my entire life of investigating and hunting. Only a few times have I ever even worked a case that has a wraith in it. So to have 20 in one location, unheard of. So we kind of shifted the focus a little bit of our investigation, not only to try to get this wraith to manifest so that we could kill it and get rid of it, but also to find out what was behind it. Okay, now let me backtrack just a few seconds. I just said get it to manifest so that we can kill it. If you listen to the episode of Staring into the Abyss that we did on race, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you did not, then I will explain briefly, and if you want more in-depth, you can go listen to that episode later. A wraith is, like I said, a spiritual being in essence, but it can also possess people. So you have two different states of the wraith. You have the spiritual, and then you have a physical form as well that it can have if it possesses a person. The wraiths at this particular cemetery are in a spiritual form still. They have not possessed anybody that I know of. So what we're dealing with is a spiritual entity. So in order to get rid of the wraith, what you need to do is you need to take a blessed holy object, such as a blessed cross, holy water, holy oil, holy salt, something like that. And you need to actually get the wraith to manifest. So it has to become visible so you can see where the hell it is. Then you have to take that object and you have to insert it inside the spiritual form of the wraith and hold it there for several seconds. This will cause the wraith to dissipate. It'll go away. It won't come back. Is it dead? Well, it's kind of dead already, so I don't know if it wipes it from existence. All I know is it doesn't come back. So that's how you deal with it. Very, very, very difficult to do. First of all, just getting these things to manifest is a super pain in the ass. They do not like to show themselves. When they do, it's off in the distance somewhere, so you can't get to them. So that's your first hurdle to try to overcome. Think about the fact that there's like 20 of them here, right? So almost impossible to get them all. But that's our goal. If it has possessed a human being, it is much, much easier to kill. Unfortunately, we're not in the Middle Ages anymore, because the way that you kill it once it has taken on a human form because it has possessed somebody is you take a silver knife and you insert it into the heart of the host and you twist it, and that kills the thing. Unfortunately, that also kills the human host, the person that was possessed. You just can't do that. You know, I mean, it doesn't even matter that the thing is possessed by a wraith at this point. It doesn't even matter that most likely that person's never coming back. They're just kind of screwed now. You still just can't jam a knife in people's hearts. That just doesn't go over too well with the cops. So that's kind of not an option anymore. That's kind of off the table. So we have to try to get them when they're in their spiritual form. But like I said before, 20 of them. It's kind of a lot. So we're wondering what is causing this? What is behind it? Now, on this last episode we just did, we got confirmation of the demons that are actually behind the creation of these wraiths, and they're kind of making that cemetery like a home base of sorts. They're kind of camping out there for some reason. And it's pretty mind-blowing what I'm about to tell you. We have on the spirit box the demons identifying themselves. The first one is Azazel. Now, Azazel is kind of a big deal. Not as big a deal as the second one, but let me quickly go into who he is. He is the demon that led the army of giants before the flood, okay, trying to kill off mankind. He is the one that introduced witchcraft to the human race. He is the one that introduced, like, steel and iron weapons, swords, shields, armor, that kind of stuff. He's not a nice guy, okay? It got so bad that God actually had Azazel captured and bound by angels, and he's chained down in the darkness until the end times. So the fact that we have activity from him, I think, is significant. Now, that could mean a couple things. The fact that he's active again and actually manifesting himself on Earth could mean that we are very close to the end. That it could be that the rapture is coming very soon. We're going to enter into the tribulation period, and all those things I've been talking about in the End Time series are getting ready to happen. There's a good chance of that. Also, what it could mean is that he is still bound and chained, but he's just projecting his spirit, his essence, off into Earth and still doing things. I can't tell you which one that is. It could be either. It could be both at the same time. But I know that it is very, very significant to have actual evidence that he is present. Because he's not supposed to come out until the end of times. That's when he comes back. And that's when, in the end of it, he is thrown into the lake of fire, right alongside of Lucifer. So that's the first demon that we have evidence of being there at this cemetery. And he is one of the ones that's behind the creation of these wraiths. The second demon that we have evidence of being in that cemetery is a very, very high level demon. This one is huge, and that's Baal. Now, for those that don't know who Baal is, he's one of the most powerful demons ever created. He ranks right up there with Lucifer. He's that kind of level. Baal is known in a lot of the ancient mythologies as a god in his own right. There is a lot of Baal worship that still goes on today in our country and around the world. You find it in a lot of the elites. You find it in the whole deep state cabal thing that's going on now. You find it in Hollywood. There's a lot of Baal worship that's going on. It involves the sacrifice of children. It involves horrible, horrible things that I'm not going to get into right now because it's too bad. It's too dark. But it's very, very, very evil and very terrible. Now, the reason we know that he is there is because when asked to identify itself, the demon told us its name. And it told us its name was Beelzebub. Now, a lot of people mistakenly think Beelzebub means the devil, Satan, Lucifer. Not the case. Lucifer and Beelzebub are not the same thing. Beelzebub is actually Baal. Where the term Beelzebub comes from is from ancient Hebrew. Okay, it's Baal and then Zebub. And Zebub is kind of a way to mock Baal. That's kind of what they were doing. And that's where that name comes from. They're actually just saying Baal, and then they're saying something after it that is kind of well, to be completely honest with you, kind of a smart-ass kind of thing to say. You know, they're belittling him and kind of mocking him. And that's where that comes from. So when it says Beelzebub, what it's telling us is this is Baal. Now that lines up with our very first investigation that we ever did there. The very first investigation we ever did at this cemetery, we got the name Baal, and we thought, whoa, that's crazy. You know, if this is true, that's amazing. But we weren't quite sure 100% that that's exactly what we heard, and we didn't know 100% that it was the truth of what we were being told. But now we have a second confirmation that he is here. Now that makes sense, because this is less than 100 miles away from Hollywood, LA, that whole area, where a hell of a lot of this Baal worship is going on. A lot of sacrifices made to him there. There's a lot of this stuff going on. There's a lot of witchcraft and dark arts that are being practiced, which also goes towards the Azazel. So that makes 100% sense that they would be in this area. Now, what does all this mean? The fact that you have one of these two there is bad enough. But the fact that you have both there is extremely significant. That means that something very, very big is going on there. This isn't your run-of-the-mill haunting. where you go in and you know, hey, let's play with the spirit box. Let's go see if we can see a ghost kind of deal, right? This is dangerous. This is next level stuff. Now, the thing that concerns me is you have teams that go there a lot. And I don't think that they quite understand exactly what they're dealing with. I don't think people have a good understanding or a healthy respect for just how dangerous these two demons are. Now, we do a lot of demonic investigations and a lot of demonic cases. And low-level demons we can get rid of. We can go in there and we can drive them away with house blessings and with exorcisms and those kind of things. It's possible. And we have a great team on the East Coast and a great team on the West Coast. So we have dealt with things like this for low-level demons. Mid-level demons are much more difficult, but still doable by the right people with enough repetition and enough work. Now, when you're dealing with something like this, when you're dealing with Baal and Azazel, there's not a whole lot, honestly, we can do about it. Now, we can keep coming back there and we could try to take these wraiths out one at a time. But it might take us years to get one of them, if we're lucky. Because it's extremely hard, like I said, to get these things to manifest so you can actually get rid of them. Because it's not something you can just tell them to leave and they leave. What you do is you try to provoke this thing, okay? You're kind of going there and you're trying to communicate with it and get it talking to you. Once you get it talking to you, you're kind of trying to piss it off, to be honest with you. You're trying to make it angry so that it comes after you. You want it to attack you. You want it to manifest and try to rip you to pieces. When that happens is your opportunity to take it out. The problem is it's very difficult to do. And they don't manifest very often because they can attack you without manifesting. And that's what has been happening is they've been attacking people, knocking them over, scratching the hell out of them, making them ill, making them sick, all this kind of stuff, and they're not manifesting right next to them where they can do anything about it. Very difficult. But as far as the two demons, I just don't see any way to get rid of them, honestly. I mean, I don't even know if you could go in there and do an exorcism and get rid of them. I mean, they're that powerful. Because one thing people need to understand is it's not our power that's driving demons away. Okay? I am a man of God. I'm a soldier of God. But on my own power, I would not stand a chance, even against a low-level demon. If I went head-to-head with a low-level demon by myself, under my own power, I would be killed. Every single time. 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000, it's going to kill me. What drives these demons out, and what scares the ever-loving hell out of them, is the power of God. That's what drives them away. Now, God will deal with Azazel, and God will deal with Baal. But he's got his own timing and his own plans. It's not something I think that I can get rid of. I just don't have that ability. So what I would suggest for this cemetery is if you are going to go there to try to investigate, know what you're getting into, take every precaution possible, be extremely careful. Understand just how dangerous these demons are that you're dealing with. Now, what I want to do now is I'm going to throw over to Old Boy, and I want him to talk a little bit about the investigations, what he has found, what he has went up against there, and anything else that he feels is relevant.
Thank you, brother. Just to go back to what James was saying, if you're going to go to the cemetery in Victorville, when we first went, we didn't know back in June, almost a year ago, that this was all going on. You know, a Rafe, Blizzabub, Azrael, even said Satan, Lucifer. So there's high-level demons and fallen angels here. And like I said, if there's, it could be lying about how many Wraiths there are, 20. It said 20 one time to try to scare us away too. But there's more than one Wraith. I will say that I've dealt with a Wraith myself. It didn't do nothing to me, but it bothers other people. It makes them sick, makes them dizzy, makes them forget where they're at, makes them get weird, makes them do things that they weren't doing before. Threatening to hit me, threatening to hit other people in our group. They were saying, JC said something was telling him every time to hit me and hit other people. And I told JC, just control yourself, because one, it's not going to be end good for you, and two, you can't let them just get to you, and that's what it does. It gets to the people who it can get to, and if you have strong with your beliefs, it's not going to get you. And if you're weak-minded, you have a lot of drama in your life and a lot of negativity and a lot of evil around you, it can get you. And some of these people who go here think they're just going to hunt ghosts, and they know what they're doing, and they really don't. They really don't know what they're getting themselves into here. And like I said, yes, we have had that saying Beelzebub and even Lucifer and Zazzle. Sorry, guys, I probably said the word earlier, messed it up, but it's said that to other groups, Shadows Mafia and Shadows Pit, and other groups have gone there. People know about the Wraith for years. I've talked to people who've done paranormal for years and known about the Wraith there. What I think is going on is it may be them controlling the Wraith, because again, remember, a Wraith's a dead spirit that's being used like a puppet. But there is people who go and do stuff there. We've seen them. So it could be somebody who's into black magic or a warlock also. That's a possibility, or it's one of these high demons. And when you're messing with these things, like I said, you can get rid of one of the Wraiths, so just make another one. So pretty much I'll go back to Victorville maybe one day, because, in the future, guys, there's some big things coming. You may see me and James there trying to fight these things. You really can't fight fallen angels. That's not going to happen. It's just they're too powerful, and especially these ones. These are, top of the line. It doesn't matter if me and James are there or a whole army there. We're not going to probably win this one. And that's why I'm saying I don't mind going to that cemetery. I know other groups do. This is a warning. They need to know what they're messing with. You don't have to be scared to die. Remember that. You could be the toughest person in the world. It doesn't mean you're going to survive. I don't want to find somebody one day going to one of these, because we go at night sometimes late, see you dead or hanging somewhere. Because these things can control not only whatever's in this graveyard, it control, because this is in the best part of town where we go. It can control somebody on drugs or the homeless, or somebody who's in the gang, to just randomly come and take care of you. There's other ways to get you. It doesn't have to just be about ghost. And this is what a lot of people need to realize. I think a lot of people go here, and I'm not saying everyone, so most of the groups who go where they're pretty good people. But I think some of the people who go here because they've seen ghost hunters, and they think they're going to go out here and they're going to get these ghosts that were here, they don't even realize what they're really messing with. There's shadow people there, there's wraiths, there's demons, there's fallen angels, whatever's there, it's not good. And we get stuff all the time. We always have somebody getting attacked. My girlfriend got attacked. My friend got thrown on his butt. All kinds of things have happened. And it's not for new people. I've taken new people, but they are under a script. I watch them the whole time. And if something happens, then no. At first, we didn't really know what we were dealing with. And now we do. I've been going to this place for almost a year now. And, it's really intriguing because there's so much stuff. It's a big cemetery, guys, for where we live, in Victorville, California. And I live in Apple Valley, so I live maybe 10 minutes away, about 12 minutes away, give or take, because I live on the border of Victorville and Apple Valley, and it's right next to the border of Apple Valley and Victorville. So I go to this cemetery a lot. That's where I got a lot of experience. There's a lot of other places around here, and you'll see them soon, but this one has a lot of activity. And it has a lot of people who go in and out of this place, and it's in a negative area. But we haven't told you, is right up the hill, it's called Hospital Hill. So people died in that hospital, and it's right next to each other. So there's a lot of negativity, plus it's in a bad neighborhood. So that's why I'm thinking there's so much negativity at this place. When you go in, explain this place, because this is something we never really do. There's two ways you could drive in. It's open 24 hours, too. It's an open cemetery. There's a place where you could, I guess, where they do the crematory. I think that's what they call it. Yeah, that's it. The mausoleum is on the other side, on the right side. You can go, and it's pretty big. And they have actual gates where you can go in, and there's like there's people, they have their loved ones there. and they have gates locked. And then there's the one that has like a bell, and there's gates. There's like, it looks like there's a couple maybe tombs in there, or maybe urns in there. Sorry, I was trying to get the word, but there's this area where there's kids where have that's where they bury the kids at. And then there's the other one, the military memorial. It's surrounded by this like these flags and the American flags, and like they have it like chained all around these poles, and that's where we got some of the activity where the chains are just moving, but with no wind by itself, and the other ones aren't. So it's all by this place, and then you go up and there's another bunch of on both sides. It goes up the hills where all these other graves are at and stuff like that. And it's really big. And then you go the other way and you go right and you go to the hospital. So, and then you go the other way and you go into the ghetto because it's by the ghetto in Victorville. But there's just a lot of activity there. And we got a lot of things. It's taught crap to us. It says it doesn't like JC, who's a Christian, and it doesn't like James Hershey. It called him out by name because he's a Christian. So this thing doesn't like Christians. It attacks Christians. So that's right. Or anybody who believes in God. Catholics. I think somebody got attacked as a Catholic too, but it attacks Christians and Catholics. It doesn't like them there. And if you're really going out there looking for it, if you're not, to see your loved ones, you're not really paying attention to this stuff. So that's why probably all, I've been there before, my family's there, I don't pay attention to that, and they don't see nothing. Of course, because you're not looking for it. We are. We know what we're doing. I deal with this stuff. I don't play around. I'm not out here trying to fake things and pretend things are getting thrown at me, and I'm getting thrown over, and I'm getting, demons coming at me like some people do on TV, and pretend they're getting attacked when they're not, so they can get ratings and views and get rich off of this, like a lot of people think they're going to do, is get rich off of this. That's all they care about. And then their life gets destroyed, or end up dying or dead, or people around them die because of the stuff they did, because they don't know what they're messing with, and they get cursed, or this stuff comes after them in their real life and follows them home and goes after their family and goes after them and ruins, and bad things happen. You have to know what you're dealing with, and this is what I'm dealing with: wraiths, demons, fallen angels, the devil. That's what I'm dealing with when I go to this place. And our friends are being attacked before this. His friend got attacked too, and it tried to turn him evil. Something tried to turn him against his own friends. I've seen it at this place, and a lot of people lately who've been going there having bad things happen to them. I've been and because some of these people don't, like I said, don't know what they're really getting themselves into. This isn't just play around with and get stuff on for evidence and stuff like that, investigations. That's fine, but remember, when you go, I'm saying this to everybody, be careful, because things can happen, and they can follow you home, and bad things can happen to you, and bad things can happen to people you love, or things in your life can go wrong. Remember that, guys. I'm giving you guys a warning. It can. And that's why me and James were talking about this earlier with all the things are there. If these things are there and they have set it on our EVPs and the shadow box, and I've seen things there, it manifested in our face, the wraith or a demon, whatever it was. I've seen demons on top of people who said they were psychics, and it was on top of their head. So it was a demon. These things are there, and a lot of people who go there, some of them get sick, and they don't ever go back. They're scared to go there, and they're scared to be around me, because, like I said, guys, I have my own demons. There's stuff that's been where I've been at that cemetery, and they've seen two shadows on me. There's things that other people have had coming out of them. So that place is, if you guys want to go, be very careful. Please know your surroundings. Map this. Listen to our shows, or Daryl's show. He does Shadows Mafia. Check out his show. He does a lot of stuff about. So does JC on Shadows Pit, and at least know where you're going and what you're messing with, and know that you where your safe areas are to get out of that place if something comes after you. And again, just watch out altogether, because it's not in the best area in the world. I've never really had any problems there, but there is a lot of homeless people who walk around, and it isn't in the best area. So just remember that, guys. If you guys do go, I'm not going to tell you not to go. That's your business. But remember, this stuff is there. The Wraith has attacked my people in our group. So these demons, they have said things. They have tried to turn people against each other. They have talked crap. They say really bad things to me and James Hershey and JC. It tried to choke JC when we were doing an investigation on the other side. It tried to choke him. And then that's when I saw the demon. There's footage of a picture of there's a demon right next to me or the Wraith. It's either or. But what it does there, it tries to get you to go certain places, and then it tries to attack people who are weaker or who are they don't like. And usually it's JC. For some reason, he gets attacked a lot. I don't know why. It happens. And it happens to another girl that used to go with us. I'm not going to mention her name, but she got attacked a lot. And it's attacked my girlfriend. It's attacked people in my group. Makes them feel sick. It makes them feel disoriented. It makes you feel like something's watching you all the time, and you get scratches. My girlfriend's been scratched. Other people have bite marks on their neck. It attacked somebody a long time ago in one of our groups before. It's not a starter group, a thing to go do. And if you got experience, go there. But know what you're getting yourself into when you go to this place. This isn't just like a campground or something where, this is just the beginning. There's places like that. I went to Daggett. They do have a Wraith there, but it's nothing to what's in Victorville. That's the Daggett Cemetery. I've been there. It's out the middle of the desert. There's some activity there where you had that thing for the Connect where you could see the thing dancing. That was really interesting. And we had one of the group, he started getting real weird because there's a Wraith there. But nothing is like Victorville. I've been to Go Bar, I've been to other places. It's nothing to what Victorville is. So if you guys go, remember what you're getting into. If you're going to, just be careful, know what you're doing, know what you're dealing with. Yes, there's been these reports, that we have seen things. Yes, there's stuff that's on the shadow box we have recorded, EVPs, even on voice recorders we've recorded stuff. Azazel has said stuff. Beelzebub has said stuff. Other groups have got them on there, and other groups have been attacked. So just remember when you go there what you're messing with.
I really want people to understand exactly how a demon works. Okay, now when most normal people, and I say normal because we are not normal people. Okay, anybody that goes head to head with the kind of stuff we go head to head with, they're not normal because these things can kill you. But a normal person, when they hear demons, okay, or being attacked by demons or something, what goes into their heads is like the Evil Dead movies or Night of the Demons or something like that, to where a demon will possess a person, it'll turn it so that it looks almost like a zombie. It's all decaying and ugly looking, and like The Exorcist looked. And then that thing will attack you and try to rip you to pieces. That's not how it happens in reality. There are cases of exorcism after a long time of being possessed, and especially during the exorcism process, where it is a powerful demon and you have to have multiple exorcisms done, you can kind of start to look a little haggard. But you don't ever get to looking like that, okay? And possession itself is extremely rare. It doesn't happen very often. Usually what you have is attachments and attacks. But that's what they think of when they think of demons. Now, how demons actually work in real life is you don't see them, usually. What happens is you start to feel very ill. You start to feel different emotions that the situation doesn't call for. So you might start feeling anxious or afraid for no reason, or just begin to be filled with an uncontrollable rage. And then you'll start to get urges. You'll want to hurt people. You'll want to do things that ordinarily you would never want to do. Old Boy mentioned that we've had people that have been telling us that they have the urge to attack us and stuff like that while they're there. That is either the demon or the wraith, because both have the ability, trying to cause another human being to attack and hurt us and kill us. That's what that is. That's how they operate. They will follow you home. They will attach to you. They will attach to your family. They will cause illness. They will cause disease. They will cause death. They will cause suicides. They will cause accidents, such as car accidents, hunting accidents. Maybe you're cutting up a tomato and you slice the hell out of yourself kind of accidents. They will cause mental health problems to where you will hear voices. You will begin to have uncontrollable mood swings and behavior swings. You will have homicidal and suicidal thoughts. That's what happens. Old boy said earlier that they can cause other people to hurt you. And that's exactly what I'm talking about here. That's what they do. So say you go in there and you're feeling pretty confident because you're a Christian and you cannot be possessed because you are saved. You have the Holy Spirit inside of you. You're good to go. But as I've said before on these shows, you can still get an attachment. They can still attack you. They can still hurt you. One of the ways that they do that is they influence other human beings to take you out. Now that's like $1 million worth of amazing information that a lot of people don't understand, and I'm giving it to you 100% free. The reason I'm doing this is I want you to really understand what you're dealing with. You might go there and think, oh, it's no big deal. You know, I'm going to talk to this thing and it's going to say some stuff and I'll get some good evidence and that's it. The problem is if you do not know how to properly protect yourself and you do not know how to properly cleanse yourself after you are done to where these things can't follow you home and hurt you, then they are going to follow you home. They are going to begin to work in your life and they're going to begin to destroy your life. You're going to start having relationship issues. You're going to start to have problems in your marriage, problems with your children, problems with your work. Things are going to start going wrong. Okay, and we've seen real world examples of this happening to a lot of different people. Your life is going to start to fall apart. You might get fired from your job. Your wife might leave you. You might turn to drugs. You might turn to alcohol. You might start hurting yourself or other people. That's the way demons work. They sow chaos in your life and they destroy you. Utterly destroy you. Take everything away from you that you love until you have nothing left. And then eventually, they take you too. They will cause you to kill yourself. That's how these things work. So when you picture in your mind that you're going to have some monster in front of you that's trying to rip you apart, that's not what happens. That's very, very important to understand. Because most people don't see the danger that they're in. Now, we've been fortunate enough because we know what we're doing, that we've been able to actually capture really good photographs of these things so that we can present it to the world and show you, look, this is what it is. This is where it is. If you want to see those photographs, check out the Tales from the Abyss episodes on the YouTube channel. I've also done separate videos on the YouTube channel where I present the photographic evidence by itself just in a video. So that's all there on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/James Hershey Jr. for you to check out at your leisure and watch as much as you want. It's all there. The evidence is there for you to see. If you're a person that's skeptical and you don't believe, all I can tell you is go look at the evidence and see it for yourself. If you still don't believe, that's fine, but if you don't believe, stay the hell away from these things. Because they don't really care if you believe or you don't believe. They're still gonna destroy you. That's what they do. They absolutely hate us. Period. They hate mankind with a passion. They think that humans are the worst thing in the world, and they hate you because God wanted angels to serve us. They didn't think that was a good idea. They think they're more powerful than us, they're better than us, and we're beneath them, and they should not have to even tolerate our existence, much less serve us. That's what is behind that hatred. There is no fixing that. Another very, very good point old boy made that bears repeating and expanding upon is it isn't about fear. Okay? Staying away from these things is not about, oh, you're afraid. What's wrong? You're scared. It's not that at all. The reason I'm telling you to stay away from these things is not because you're a wimp in any way. You can be the baddest man on the planet. You don't stand a chance. Period. Even against a low-level demon, it's going to hand you your ass and smile at you. You're not going to win that fight. There is no way, under your own power, you can win. They are infinitely more powerful than you, no matter how awesome you think you are. As I've said before, it is the power of God that drives these things away, not your power. So if you do not know what you're doing, you have no business messing around with them. You might think that, well, I saw a guy on TV doing it, and look how cool he is, man. Oh, he's so neat. He's little tight T-shirts, and he runs around, and he messes with demons. He pays a price for that when it's real. A lot of times, this stuff you see on TV isn't real. A lot of times, that stuff is staged. They will have people making noises to make it look like something's going on. It's not real, a lot of it. Now, some of it is. I'm not saying all the ghost shows are fake. But what I am saying is some of them are staged, where you're not getting real evidence. You're not getting a real investigation in a lot of cases. Real investigations are kind of different than that. And anybody that does it for real can tell you that. But you don't walk away from this clean. This is a dangerous, dangerous business. So I just really want people to be aware of that. Because you have right now a bunch of different TV shows that are doing paranormal stuff. And they make it appear cool. They make it appear trendy and fun. And, oh, hey, we're going to go out here and we're going to talk to dead people. And we're going to get some cool little EVPs. Your run-of-the-mill haunt is not all that dangerous. But the trend that has started happening now that really concerns me is people are, for whatever reason, acting like it's not a big deal to encounter a demon. Like they can just deal with demons like they're no big deal. Oh, look how bad I am. Look how awesome I am. I can just buck up against a demon and get away with it. That's not how it works in reality, guys. You go head-to-head with a demon in real life, you better be ready for some pain. Because I don't care who you are, or how bad you think you are, or whatever, you're not coming out of that unscathed. You're going to pay a price. So I really just wanted to take the last bit of this show and try to drive that message home to you. That this is dangerous. If you want to go and investigate hauntings, cool. If you want to get EVPs of ghosts, cool. But when we're talking about demons, when we're talking about some of the other things that we go after that can actually really hurt you badly, if you don't know what you're doing, please don't try this at home. And I know that sounds silly. That sounds like something everybody says. We never fake evidence. What we present to you on the TV show and in our videos are actual cases that we're working, actual investigations that we are on, where we are actually hunting something and trying to get rid of it. In a lot of cases, to help out families or people, or to rid a location of something because it has been attacking people. There are things that go bump in the night. I've said that I don't know how many times, and it's just as true now. There are absolutely evil things out there that want to hurt you. If you don't know how to deal with them, just stay away from them. Don't go looking for something that can kill you if you don't know how to fight it. because I don't want anybody to get hurt. And I'm very worried that that's exactly what's going to happen in Victorville, because it's getting to the point where a lot of people are going there and investigating, and I don't think they have a healthy respect for what they're dealing with. I'm not saying they're bad investigators. They're good guys. I don't know all of them. The ones I know are good and competent, but I don't think they quite realize just how high level these things are that they're dealing with. And I think it's going to end up ending badly for somebody. I think somebody's going to end up dead, to be honest with you. And that worries me. But it's one of those situations, all you can really do is put the warning out there and hope that somebody listens. Everybody has to make up your own minds. You have free will. But I'm here to tell you, to testify to you today that these things exist. This is 100% real. This is not one of those shows where we're talking about, does this creature exist or doesn't it exist? Is it just a myth? This is 100% real. We've seen it with our own eyes. We've dealt with this before. We fight these things. This is next level, like I said in the beginning of the show. This is something that none of us are going to be able to get rid of. Period. This place is going to be evil and haunted the way it is until it decides it's not going to be anymore. Until these demons decide they're going to leave. And I don't think that they will until the end, when God rounds them up and throws them in a lake of fire. I think that's when they're going to be removed from where they are. Because for whatever reason, this is a central location for them that they are operating out of. I said earlier it's almost like a home base. That's kind of a silly way to say it, but that illustrates the point very well. They have set up operations here. It's within spitting distance, within 100 miles of LA, of Hollywood, of that whole area. So it's in a good location, but it's not directly in the middle of LA. So I think it's a prime location for them to operate out of, to harvest from that area, to do whatever kind of evil things they're doing. And there's a lot going on that they're probably responsible for. So with that being said, I'm going to throw it back over to Old Boy so that he can give his final wrap-up.
Thank you, brother. And just remember, we're only about 170 miles away from Vegas, so it tunnels away from different places. Arizona's only about 180 miles away. So just put that in thought. I want to give a shout out to all our people on Parax Radio. I love you guys. Over 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. Keep checking us out on YouTube, James Hershey's YouTube page. Remember, we sell merchandise, guys. Let us know if you ever want anything different. We'll make it for you. Just go ahead and order it. He'll tell you where to go after this, after I'm done. I want to give a shout out to Shadows Pit, JC, and Shadows Mafia with Daryl, and because they give us a lot of this information too. And I want to give them a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Tammy G. I hope she feels better. I know she's been sick lately. I want to give a shout out to my friend Steve Figueroa and his loss on his grandfather, and his dad, Steve Figueroa. He lost his dad, and it was their son and dad, so they lost their grandfather and son and dad. So I want to give them a shout out, and I condolence to your family. I'm very sorry for your loss, and I hope everybody has a great night. Misfits, sugar ladies, demon hunters, and monster lovers, I love you, and have a great weekend. And to the people who believe in Christ, happy Easter, because I know happy Easter is going to be this week and Good Friday. So you guys have a good day, blessed be, and good night.
To our good friend Tammy, some of you might remember Tammy when we used to do another radio show a long time ago called We're Screwed. She was known there as Tammy G, and she had a bad reaction to a medication. I'm not going to get directly into it because I don't know if she wants that information out there. She's having a tough go. So I just want to say to her, we love you. I pray for you all the time. and you got this. You're strong, you're tough, you're going to be okay. Just have faith in that and trust in God, keep praying, and you're going to fight your way through this. I love you, and we got you. To everybody listening, if you're a believer and you want to include Tammy in your prayers, that would be awesome. She could use all the help and support she can get right now with what she's dealing with. I mean, like I said, I think she's going to pull through it because she's tough, but prayer always helps. So if you're a believer and you feel led that you want to pray for her, that would be great. If you want to pray for me, that would be awesome too, because we fight a lot of stuff that is very dangerous and very scary. And what we do because we want to help people. I can't stand it when a family's being attacked, especially when their children are being attacked by some evil piece of garbage, and they just don't know who to turn to. You know, there's no 911 you can call when there's a demon attacking your family or a malevolent entity that is trying to hurt you. There's no 911 you can call. You know, you can't just call the cops. You call people like me, and we come in there and we kick its ass and we deal with it and we give you back your life. And to me, that is a very worthwhile thing to do. You know, I don't ever charge anybody for anything I do. I do this 100% for free because I believe that I am called by God to do what I do. And I think it'll probably end very badly for me, to be honest with you, someday. But I'm going to do what I'm called to do. And the chips will fall how they fall. So if you want to include me in your prayers, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm a strong and firm believer in the power of prayer, and I think that it absolutely helps. I pray for all of you, whether you're believers or not. I pray for all of you. I love you very, very much. And if you are somebody that is in the business and you are out there and you are doing investigations and working cases, God bless you. You are doing God's work. Whether you're a believer or not, you are doing God's work. And I just want to say thank you, and please be careful. I know firsthand how dangerous some of these things can be. So just watch yourself. You know, watch your behind. Real quick, the links. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/James Hershey Jr. That's where you will find every single episode of Tales from the Abyss and every single episode of Staring into the Abyss, the radio show. You also find a bunch of other videos that we have done on that YouTube channel on a bunch of different paranormal events that have taken place. I do paranormal articles that are in the news that a lot of people don't see. I will go ahead and present those as well so that you can see kind of a current events of the paranormal, what's going on. There's a lot of different stuff there for you, a lot of different content, 100% free. Please go there. Please check out the videos. Enjoy them. And please subscribe. That would be awesome. The merchandise store is teespring.com/stores/staring into the abyss. That's teespring.com/stores with an S on the end /staring into the abyss. That's where all the merch is. If you are somebody that is into merch and you want a staring shirt or a Tales from the Abyss shirt or a coffee mug or a poster or whatever, all of that stuff is there. So if that's what you're into, please, by all means, go check it out. I try to make sure the prices are good and the quality is good, so it should be a pretty good deal for you guys. Thank you once again for all the love and all the support that you continue to give us. I am deeply appreciative and I am deeply honored by the fact that you have enough trust in me to contact me for advice and contact me for knowledge of paranormal things, because that happens. People will message me and say, hey, this is going on in my life, this is going on in my house, what is this, what do I need to do? That honestly means a lot. That you have that kind of trust in me, that you're going through something crazy and you think, hey, let me contact this guy. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am always 100% honest with you guys on this show. You know, some of the things I say on here, for normal people, they find it hard to believe. But we absolutely do this for real. This isn't just a thing we do on the radio. This isn't a make-believe show. This is what we do. These things exist. And they're very dangerous. There is evil out there. So just please be careful. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you. And so do we. Bye-bye.